What was that, Jordan?
That's our new intro. It sucks.
The new intro. How long did it take to make that?
It wasn't even what I was trying to make, so maybe 2 seconds.
I would say probably closer to a minute and a half.
Maybe a minute and a half, yeah.
How long did it take to get it off the keyboard onto the computer, Jordan?
Probably 2 hours.
It took a really long time. Not probably because of the equipment we're using, just because we're idiots. More specifically, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, I wasn't doing anything.
You weren't
I was
involved.
just watching you.
That was one of the 2 big announcements that we have today. It was that intro. So it's gonna be an action-packed episode of James and Jordan Talk to the Internet. What's going on, Jordan?
No, I was looking up Bigfoot stuff.
I'm James, by the way.
Jordan.
This is episode 10. It's a pretty big milestone.
Okay.
Do you think these have gone up in quality or down in quality?
It's a hit and a miss.
You think it's a hit and a miss? What do you think is our best episode so far?
I don't remember. I don't listen to this stuff. I got shit I need to do. So what do you want to talk about?
We can talk about Invincible.
Invincible, that show?
Yeah, that episode you just watched.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it? Do you like it?
It was okay.
It's okay. How do you feel about the ending?
It was unexpected.
Yeah? Well, okay. How about the news that I dropped on you about Batman earlier today?
That I'm excited about.
I'm going to show you. Let me find it first. The other thing that I wanted to mention, the other breaking news regarding James and Jordan Talk to the Internet, is that we now have a Patreon.
Who?
Me, you and I. We do.
Oh, right. Okay.
Patreon.com/JJTI.
Yeah. Don't donate.
I would not. It's a scam.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be real.
Yeah. Yeah, you should delete that.
I'm not going to. So that I have more stuff to put in the description so it looks more professional. But you should absolutely not. It's a bad idea. I wouldn't give us money.
No.
For what we're...
Spend it all on crack.
If this was good, maybe. But the way it is now, absolutely not. So there's new Batman stuff in the works currently, HBO. I'm pretty excited about it. Bruce Timm's involved. Matt Reeves is involved, who's doing the new Batman movie. I think J.J. Abrams.
With Robert Pattinson?
Bat.
Yeah.
Is that what you meant to say?
Sure.
The actor's name?
The one who was in that movie where they were going in reverse.
Tenet?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that movie?
Visually, I quite enjoyed it, but I don't understand what was happening, and I had to watch a video on YouTube to explain to me what was happening, and then I still kind of didn't know what was happening, but I had a better understanding.
I watched 4 videos, and I still don't know what the fuck was going on.
He's like...
he's from the future. Or
she's the woman...
in the future.
She's the woman she sees jumping off of...
Yes.
The boat, and when they go in reverse,
mm-hmm.
Then he's driving that car.
Correct.
Then he's fighting himself. I think.
He's also running away.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a weird one.
There were 3 of him in that. At least. And then Robert Bat also might be the kid.
You mean Edward from Twilight?
Yes.
Yeah, he was like the kid.
Might be the kid. He's also the guy at the very beginning who shoots the backwards bullet.
Yeah, no, all of that stuff made sense. What didn't make sense to me is why.
Yeah.
What was he, like, why?
I don't understand anybody's motivation.
Didn't he want to, like, destroy the world or something?
Yeah.
But just because?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't... Because he was terminally ill from all that radiation. Because he was Russian. And he was digging up nuclear stuff or whatever.
From Chernobyl?
I don't remember if it was
a good show.
It was an amazing show. I just recently rewatched it. It's fucking good.
I want to go there on vacation.
I would love to go visit Chernobyl.
I want to pitch a tent on top of the elephant's toe.
Yeah.
What do you think would happen?
I think you would get shot.
We'll get shot?
Yeah, I think that somebody would shoot you.
Why?
Because I don't think you're supposed to do that.
Well, who's going to go near that thing other than me?
They're tours. Like, people do tours around there.
I've seen
And
it.
there's security around it.
Around the elephant foot?
Around everything.
And how are those security guards doing?
Well, they're not, like, directly on top of it, but they monitor it. They have cameras and stuff, I assume.
How much radiation is going through our bodies right now?
More than you'd probably think. There's actually, like, based on how much your body gives off a little bit of radiation. So if you sleep in a bed with somebody, one, you're a slut. Let's get that out of the way.
Okay.
Two, you get more radiation.
So you're saying it's better to be single?
Yeah, you might live 2 or 3 seconds longer. So anyway, back to Batman news. Let's see if this is... I want to see the teaser image. This is the teaser image they released for Batman.
I don't like the ears.
You don't like the ears? That's classic Batman.
I don't like how they're folded. They should be straight up.
That's classic Batman. But very cool, very reminiscent in terms of style of the animated show from the 90s.
Oh, it looks like the skyline looks like Dubai at nighttime.
It does not. It looks like New York.
No, it doesn't.
That looks
Let me see it.
like the Empire State Building. Look at that.
Well, Gotham's supposed to be New York. Yeah,
Slash Chicago.
That looks like New York.
Oh, wow.
Well, you had it like 3 feet away from me.
Maybe you need some glasses then.
Oh, no, this is actually a really cool cover.
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't
not bad.
realize it was... No, that's cool. I like the way that's animated. The show's not going to look like that, though.
Probably not. If it does, then that'd be cool. Let's look at the the teaser for the Superman show that's also coming out. I want you to tell me how you feel about that.
I would never watch that.
Yeah, it looks bad.
I'd have never liked Superman.
I can't say that it looks bad. It looks like something that I would not enjoy.
Yeah, it's Superman. It's boring.
No, Superman's a cool character. You
No,
just
he's
hate him
not.
because you don't understand the point of him.
The point of him?
Yeah.
That he... What do you mean the point of him?
You
He's invincible.
You were like, well, he's not invincible, first of all.
Well, not if from kryptonite, but other than that, no one can hurt him.
Doomsday. Darkseid.
Huh?
Doomsday. Ken? Darkseid Ken?
No, he's like the Joker when he's like, nothing can hurt me anymore.
Is that what he says?
Yes, he does. The Murray scene.
I said, is that what he says?
Oh, yeah, he does.
Superman? Is that what Superman says?
Yeah. He's like, how about another joke?
And then he takes a gun out and shoots Lex Luthor in the head.
Yeah, you didn't remember that?
Bang.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
And remember the part where Superman puts a pillow over his mom's head and you're just in the audience like, holy shit, like, oh my god.
And then he's in his girlfriend's apartment and then it's not his girlfriend.
Oh yeah, and you're like,
and then he ominously leaves and there's ambulance sirens in the background and half of your audience thinks that maybe he killed her and the other half doesn't, and then you come out and say that he didn't, but it kind of looks like he did.
The director said that he didn't.
Yeah.
Originally, she was supposed to be his girlfriend, like for real, in the script, the original one. The thing that they did that was like stupid about that is when
Do you think her name was Harley? Because of the motorcycle that he drives?
I don't know. The thing that was dumb is like in that movie, after she's like, oh, I have a kid in the other room, like I need you to leave my apartment. You know that part?
A very reasonable request.
After that, it flashes to him not actually being with her in like 3 different times. And you're like, I didn't need to see that. Like, how stupid can you be? Like,
well,
to like watch that clip and be like, oh my god, like, she doesn't know him. Like, by putting all the little, like, other bit in there, just, like, ruined it for me.
It was made for an American audience, so I mean.
Yeah, remember when we saw it for the second time? The first time I saw it, nobody said anything. Everyone was quiet. It was cool. Remember that old people?
That old people,
That
yes.
old people
I
that
remember
got
that
into,
old
they
people.
let into the theater. And the guy was like, what's going on? That literally happened. That scene happened, and even with them showing him with his fake girlfriend, and then she's gone. He was by himself. Even after that, the guy was still like, "What's happening?"
And you wonder why they thought they needed that explanation.
They shouldn't cater to stupid people.
But that's like 90% of their audience.
Don't ruin the movie. The movie would have been... I'm going to make my own Joker edit.
Christopher Nolan is the only one who doesn't give a fuck about whether or not you understand it or not.
Because he's awesome.
And I respect him for that.
Yeah.
He is a little bit
I don't
crazy.
care if I don't know what the hell is going on in Tenet. It probably makes perfect sense to a smart person.
Well,
so I'm not going to ruin that movie for a smart guy because I'm too stupid to understand it.
You're just going to assume that you're the problem.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's how I view anything he puts out. Like I was able to understand Inception.
Did you come out of Batman Begins and at the very end you went, "Oh, wait a minute. Bruce Wayne is Batman."
Those movies are the easiest to understand. And then when you start going into like dreaming and stuff like that, I'm following you. I got it.
Inception makes plenty of sense.
Right, Inception. And then we got Interstellar where you're like, okay.
Made probably more sense than Inception, in my opinion.
Interstellar?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, that movie I thought you didn't like that movie.
It's not that I don't like it, it's just, it's fine. It's not as good as everybody says it is.
No, I'd say Inception's a better movie than that.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
As far as his non-Batman movies go, I think Inception's like trippy and mind-blowing, but still you can understand it, whereas Tenet's just like, it's cool visually, and you kind of get it, but at the same time you're like, I don't think I get it.
Correct. I would agree with that assessment. I would say in terms of his non-Batman movies that I've seen, I would say that Inception is the best, then Tenet, then Interstellar. Interstellar's boring to me.
Why, you don't like that they're eating corn?
No, I'm fine with them eating corn. I don't care about anything in there.
You don't like how that guy, remember when they try to get that kid some help from the doctor, and his dad's like, "Yeah, I don't, ain't helping my kid." Remember that scene? Because they have all the dust storms.
Yeah, I don't remember them going to the doctor.
His kid inhales a bunch of dust. Because they're only growing, they fucked up their crops.
Yeah, I know why there's dust, and I know that there is dust. Okay. I don't remember them going to the doctor.
No, they don't go to a doctor. The guy's sister calls in a doctor who was one of her friends to save her nephew.
What time point is this? Is this when they're all grown up?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Then why did you just have this listed as a? Oh, you had it listed third, I guess. No.
It's boring to me. That's why I don't remember it.
It's not boring.
It takes like an hour for them to get into space.
You don't remember when they're in on that they land in the water?
I remember that.
Did you know Neil deGrasse Tyson watched that and he was like, "There's no way," and then he went and talked to some of his friends.
Well, I mean, not to that extent, but yes.
Yeah, he talked to some other smart people, and they were like, "This couldn't happen. This is how."
I know. It's like the gravity of the black hole would pull the water off.
Can you imagine?
It wouldn't be to that extent, though.
But, I would believe Tyson over.
Yeah, he said it wouldn't be to that extent.
But it
That's
would
what Neil deGrasse Tyson said.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Show me.
I will after this. It would just be like a little bump. It wouldn't be like, 50-foot tall wall of water. No, it wouldn't.
That's not what the video I saw.
He said that it's all based on science that is real and could happen, but some of it, they just took it to an extreme. That's what he said. He didn't say that it would be like that.
Christopher Nolan doesn't just write this stuff.
I think he does.
No, he's been there. He's been Interstellar.
He's like James Cameron.
Yeah, James Cameron.
He went to the future.
Yeah.
He saw those Terminators.
Yeah. James Cameron also does that, but like Christopher Nolan's literally like time traveled and shit like that. Like, you know that he's done that.
Yeah.
That's why there's a whole Reddit page about how he drops acid regularly. I don't get like drug vibes from him though. I know he's like
I get weird eccentric.
Yeah, he's really
millionaire
eccentric
guy.
They said he doesn't own a phone.
Yeah, I can see that. He also wears like
That's something I would
ascots
do.
and stuff.
That's shit I would do.
Yeah, if you had someone that just followed you around and was paid more than
No.
I'll ever make in my entire life.
No,
to
I would just live.
walk around behind you
I would
and do
just
all that
live
stuff.
with no way of anybody ever contacting me ever.
No, you'd walk. He has somebody that walks around
He
behind
does.
him. Yeah,
But I wouldn't.
that's why he
I
can.
just
He
wouldn't have a
can
phone.
get by
I
without
have
a
no
phone.
internet.
He just has people
He has somebody else
standing
make the phone
behind
calls.
him. Yeah. Instead of us talking to our little robots, he just goes, "Hey,
he's-
waiter."
He's so eccentric that he travels to like the last remaining phone booths in America. And are there even any left other than
When he,
at an
when he
airport?
wants to get a movie, he goes the one Blockbuster.
the last blockbuster.
Yeah.
That was a good documentary.
I haven't seen it.
It's there was one in Alaska, and while they were shooting the documentary, they shut that down. And like by the end of it, I guess they were renewed for another like 5 years. But it's all it is right now. It actually would be cool to go there. It's just basically like a museum.
I would not go there just to go there. I would go there
I wouldn't just fucking go there. I mean, I would find other touristy or cool places. You know, some. Cool
I would
hikes
go
or something.
in that area for something else.
Where is it again?
I don't know, in the middle of bumfuck
I think
nowhere.
it's like was Midwest, right?
Yeah, it's in like Montana or some shit.
I don't think it was Montana. Last blockbuster location. I wonder if other countries still have video stores.
Have you ever seen Olympic bicycle sprinting?
It's in Oregon. Yeah.
Oregon.
Origami. Remember that state that's origami looking?
Yeah.
No. I don't know what the hell that is.
It's the greatest
Bicycle
thing.
sprinting?
It's the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Bicycle sprinting.
Basically, you have two people on bikes. There is no time limit. You're not racing against the clock or trying to get the best time. You're just racing against each other. So 95% of it is going as slow as physically possible, to the point where they're literally standing still, balancing on their bikes. It's the funniest shit I've ever seen in my entire life. It's amazing.
Why are they going slow then?
Just because. Like, it's so crucial to be drafting somebody that you want to be exactly there for as much of the race as possible. So
I'm
they're
not seeing
just
anything about this on the internet.
let me find a video.
How
I'll
to
show you.
train like a sprinter.
Let me show you.
These people are all booking it.
Let me show you. Here we go. Bicycle chunga.
I want to ride my bicycle. The looser the waistband, the deeper the quicksand. Or so I have read.
This is gonna be thrilling for a podcast.
No. No, I don't like that. I don't like I don't like that many people went to go see that.
I would go watch that.
I would too, but I'd have to.
Look at that.
I'd probably have to like crush some.
And then,
Get a bunch of fireball nips or something
are you
before
ready?
I went in
Are
there.
you ready?
They're going kind of fast.
Wait for it. Oh.
I guess I don't understand what they're trying to do.
That guy's trying to stay behind that guy.
Why?
Drafting. And then they're off.
What do you mean
Here
drafting?
we go. They're drafting. Here we go. Look at this.
What is drafting?
When you're like in the Airstream.
They're on a bike.
Yeah.
They're not. How fast are they going?
Not very. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Now they're off.
Is that even a
They're
thing?
going. And
It's
then
like-
that guy, zoom. Look at that. That guy won.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't, but it's awesome.
Drafting. Well, even like they debunked that, where like if you get close behind like an 18-wheeler,
That
you're not
works.
going to save much.
No, you will.
I highly
You have
doubt
to be
that.
very close. Mythbusters tested it. You have to
like
be like
illegally close.
touching them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I saw that episode too.
correct.
But it didn't save you much money.
It saved you a ton of gas.
Like how much?
A
going to
noticeable
where to where?
percentage.
From where to where?
Like 10%.
How many miles?
I don't remember. It was 10 years
Then
ago.
Shut up. You don't know what you're talking about.
That is correct.
I don't remember anything from 10 years ago.
What was I was 11 years old. I went to Spain 10 years ago.
I got spayed 10 years ago.
Yeah.
10 years ago? Back when I was 18?
That corn dog is really
Yeah, that's gross.
hitting the bottom of my stomach now.
I would have splurged and bought the box that was next to it. I mean, I wouldn't have.
Those were mini corn dogs, though. I don't want.
No,
mini
they
corn
weren't.
dogs.
There was one package of like regular beef corn dogs.
I don't want that.
The something country fair
I
corn
don't
dogs.
want that. I want the chicken hot dogs.
So I got my shot.
I did as well. We're both fully microchipped.
Right. Well, like I don't really have any side effects. I just I feel really tired.
I did.
You did?
Oh yeah.
What happened?
I went on Friday afternoon at like 1:30. Yeah, it's not a super painful shot initially.
No.
It's
just
not like a
little
tetanus
sore.
or anything like that. I guess tetanus isn't that bad.
I don't remember ever having any pain or side effects from getting any kind of vaccine.
It's not as bad as it's not as easy as a flu shot. Like a flu shot's sort of like the smallest needle.
Yep.
So it's a little bit more painful than that, I guess. But it's fine. Ugh. But that afternoon, my arm fucking hurt so bad.
Did you say it woke you up?
It hurt so bad it woke me up.
See, mine doesn't unless I move it. It's not. It just feels like the muscle's super tender in this tiny little spot.
I got up that morning at like 3:30.
Did he have to hold on? Did he have to like grab your skin?
No.
Okay, I think I was like.
Well, I guess they always do that. They like
they?
pinch it a little bit
because
like
I
that.
thought he did it because I was like too skinny.
No.
And I kind of like felt embarrassed.
No, they always do that
Okay,
for me.
all right. Anyway, continue.
So I had to get up and immediately drive for like an hour, a little over an hour, to go to Bangor for work. So I was very tired when I got home that night. So I went to bed at like 7 o'clock. And my arm it was annoying, but it wasn't like super bad.
So it was sort of like Never, I can't. I know you have never seen any of this stuff, so I was about to say, was it like the Tyra Banks show, or like, how annoying was this?
It was just like, I don't know, the first one, it was probably about as bad as the first one ever got, which was like somebody punched you in the arm as hard as they could.
From the first shot?
Yeah. Like
Really?
at its peak.
The first shot did absolutely nothing to me.
For me, it made my arm pretty sore.
No. Wow.
So I went to bed and I was, whatever, I'll sleep it off. I woke up around midnight. It made its way into my dreams. And I woke up and I was like, oh, that was weird. And my head kind of felt a little, sometimes when you stand up really fast and you get lightheaded,
Yeah.
it was like that to the maximum. It was that set to 11,
Cool.
right? It wasn't to the point where I felt like I was going to throw up, but it was like the very beginning stages of when you feel like you're going to throw up.
Yeah, in your stomach.
Not even in the stomach. It was just like right in the head. Like you haven't had enough water or something. You're a little dehydrated maybe. It was just like a very weird and sort of, it felt kind of like my brain was loose in my skull. I don't know how to describe it. It felt very weird.
That's how I feel after binge drinking for like a week in a row.
Probably. But then I moved my arm very slightly and I almost passed out. It hurt like a son of a bitch. And all I have is ibuprofen, which you're not supposed to take. You're only supposed to take Advil or Tylenol, I think.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think you're Tylenol.
And I was like, oh, fuck, it's midnight. Like,
You can trip off of ibuprofen?
Yeah,
It's
whatever.
fucking scary. Anyway.
And I was just like, there's nowhere open. it hurt so bad I considered calling my parents to see if I could get some Tylenol.
Yeah, you also like told me that you weren't a pussy and that you could handle this.
That is true. I did say that.
What
I said
else
I wasn't
happened?
going to get
That was
sick.
from the first shot?
I said, no, this is from the second shot. I
Oh.
said I wasn't going to get sick. I didn't. I did
This
not
was
get
last
sick.
night or the night before.
This is the night before. So I
woke up and I felt better than I did the other night.
I woke up this morning completely fine, and when I woke up yesterday, I woke up probably 4 times throughout the night for about an hour and a half each. I did not get a whole lot of sleep. But I woke up yesterday at like 5 o'clock in the morning. I just said, I'm not going back to sleep. I'm just going to get up and do stuff. And I stood up and my head felt wonky as fuck.
You should have had a drink.
But then I sort of moved my arm and my arm felt not great, but it was tolerable. And throughout the day, it was just kind of getting a little bit less sore as the day went on. Then today I'm fine. So yeah, I guess I was a pussy.
Yeah, I mean, mine didn't do anything. My arm just, if I move my arm, it just, I don't know, it's a little bit sore.
I got nothing. I got nothing anymore.
But, yeah. Just this one little circle.
Mine was my entire, like, all the way up into my shoulder.
No.
Was just on fire whenever I moved it.
Well, they also said the side effects could last like up to 3 days. So I don't know. I could wake up tomorrow and be like,
Yours is a delayed
fucking,
reaction.
you ever seen Ray? The scene where he's coming off of heroin, Ray Charles, and he's like,
He's in the bathroom.
yeah, he's like fucking like sweating and all just like fucked up. Have you seen that movie?
No, I haven't.
That is a good movie.
What's the parody of that?
If there's a parody of that, that's you mean that's a Dewey Cox?
Yeah.
No, that's more of a parody of. It's a parody of Ray and it's a parody of Walk Hard, the Johnny Cash one. More like a Johnny Cash one. But
I've heard
basically,
good things of that.
yeah, the Dewey Cox movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's cool because they actually went on tour as that character. So like the music that's from it, they actually played that. They did basically a Dayman Cometh type thing.
Dayman.
Yeah, but it was like Dewey Cox live, and it was like the actual ad. I can never remember that guy's name. He's in everything though. Any like Will Ferrell movie.
Was he in the Terminator?
He probably was.
Was he in Looney Tunes Back in Action?
Probably.
Oh.
What?
Oh my god. I saw something about Looney Tunes Back in Action the other day. I forget what it was. Fuck, what was it?
They're gonna make a sequel.
No, there was a movie that they were going to make that they didn't make because...
Yeah, Space Jam.
Was it Space Jam 2? Yeah, it was Space Jam 2.
They're not making Space Jam 2?
No, this was like the first one.
Oh, what about it?
They were going to make Space Jam 2 originally in the early 2000s with some actor. It was like Shaquille O'Neal or something. It was another basketball player, I think.
Shaq, that would have been awful.
And they didn't make
I
it.
love Shaq, but he's like
because of Looney Tunes Back in Action.
I'm fine with that. I'm sorry, Shaq. Just stick to the general commercials.
You don't want to... We should watch Steel.
Like Michael...
Gesundheit.
I'll watch that for sure.
Steel?
Yeah, I'll watch it.
Let's watch it.
I don't know where you're gonna find that. We're gonna.
I'll find
We're
it.
gonna have to go to Bull News.
We'll drive the fucking bango off it. We'll get it when we go to New Hampshire.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna see if it's on HBO.
No, but anyway, basically, like
So
in
funny.
So anyway, yeah, well, the Dewey Cox thing's mostly a parody of the Johnny Cash movie, but there's a scene in Ray when he gets introduced to heroin. He walks in like he's blind. Like you're aware that Ray Charles was blind.
Correct.
Okay. So he walks in and like some other people he work with are doing drugs and they're like, get out of here, Ray. Like you don't want any of this. What are you doing? He's like, no, come on, man. give me it. Come on, let me try it. You know, he's just like, they're like, no, you don't want it. He's like, shit's better than sex. And he's like, ain't nothing better. And they like fucking hook him up, shoot heroin into him. They get Ray Charles addicted to heroin right then and there, basically. But
I mean, yeah. It has a 2.8 on IMDb.
Oh my god. But anyway, in the Dewey Cox thing, literally, anytime something bad happens in his life, he's like, goes to run into the bathroom, and like the drummer of his band's always in there doing a drug. So like the first it starts, it's like marijuana, and then the second time he runs into the bathroom, there's like cocaine. He's like, you don't want none of this shit, Dewey. He's like, I think I want some of this cocaine. And then like by the end of the movie, this guy's like tries to give him like, I don't know, I can't remember exactly how it goes. It was like just like a headache medicine or something. He was like, you think it's okay for me to take that? Because I'm addicted to weed, booze, cocaine, heroin, LSD. Like, just goes on. That looks like Shaq was playing RoboCop.
I just spent $6 on that.
You just bought that?
Yeah.
From what?
Amazon.
It's coming here?
No, it's on Prime.
No.
We're going to watch it after
You didn't
this.
want to see if there's a steelbook?
It's just a regular book, but it's a steel on it. It wasn't even in HD. It was standard def.
Wait, I'm shocked it has a 2 then.
Hey, it was a 2.8.
I can't remember what it was I saw. Like, last night I went to look up a movie, and it was a movie that I can't remember what it was. But it had like a 2.5 on IMDb. It's like a show that I liked or something. Oh, I know what it was. It was it's called Chad.
Okay.
And it's like an SNL spin-off type TV
So it's
show.
like a Coneheads or a Wayne's World.
Basically, yeah. And
Okay.
it's like, it's not like, I've watched a couple episodes. Like, it's not good, but it's not bad. It's watchable. But
Do you think Steel's going to be watchable?
I think it looks like something I'm gonna really, 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 really enjoy.
I think it's like Blank Man, except not on purpose. Blank Man was the original superhero. The hero that we needed.
Yeah, Chad. 2.6 out of 10. It's not awful. It's just, it's that woman plays this like teenage boy.
Okay.
It's wholesome.
Yeah.
They're not getting another season though.
No.
But I wouldn't say it's like bad enough to give it like, I guess I haven't seen enough of it. I wouldn't say it's like 2.6. Like, I would give it maybe like a 4.6.
Yeah, but I think your metrics are kind of skewed.
I bet you The Room has better ratings than that.
Yeah, but there's assholes on there like you and me
You know,
are
one of
giving
my
that 10
fucking
stars.
well, I guess I call him a friend, but he was one of those like more of an acquaintance type guy.
A guy you knew. Allegedly.
Yeah, I thought he was cool, but I let him borrow my copy of The Room.
Oh, I bet you didn't see that again.
No. You know where that fucker lives now? He's in like fucking goddamn Nebraska.
So we're going to take a road trip to Nebraska, is what you're
No,
saying?
I'm pretty sure the DVD's left at his parents' house. So I went
Do
there
we know
once.
that address?
I can get the address.
We should go. How much is it to rent a tuxedo?
This guy, it's not that expensive. We can go to Men's Warehouse. It's
Yeah, we
reasonably
rent some
priced.
tuxedos. We go up there with sunglasses and baseball bats.
Here's the thing. He, hands down, was not joking when he told me that his parents used to be in a cult.
Okay. And?
Anyone who is in a cult, I don't want to meet. I don't want to, unless you're reformed, I don't like.
I want that DVD back. For you.
They were in a cult.
I don't care.
He said his parents met in a cult.
Okay,
You
cool.
want to go to their house.
Yeah. In tuxedos.
We're talking complete Jesus freak, scary cult people.
In tuxedos, sunglasses with baseball bats.
They were the kinds of people that leave pamphlets on cars.
Yeah, but Will looked like the kinds of people who are in the fucking mob.
No.
We start talking like we're from New Jersey. You start talking like the situation. New season of Rick and Morty comes out in a month. BT dubs.
What are we talking about?
Speaking of shows.
I'm so confused. Anyway, no, his parents used to be in a cult. That's weird. I don't want to interact with them.
Would you ever join a cult?
Like a satanic one?
No, just any kind of cult.
I would never join like a Jesus cult.
What if they showed up to your...
I'd be a Scientologist.
Yeah. I would be a Simontologist, where they only watch episodes of Simon and Simon.
The Room has the 3.7 star rating, more than that show, Chad.
What does Simon and Simon have?
Is that the one where they like, they're like radio people?
I don't think so. They're two brothers who are detectives.
Oh, this looks bad. It's 7.1 out of 10.
Hey, see?
Yeah, it's a pretty good rating.
Show me. Is it what I'm thinking of?
Yeah, it's from the 70s?
Probably.
Yeah, they looked...
Does one of them have a sweet-ass mustache and the other one's kind of blonde with, like, surfer dude hair?
Yeah, but I wouldn't consider that mustache to be sweet.
Dude, let me see. Let me see this mustache. I'll give you a stash. Look at it. Yeah, come on.
I don't understand why any man thinks that a mustache looks good.
Case in point, Exhibit A. Look at that.
That doesn't look good.
Look at that.
Most facial hair on men looks like shit.
Oh yeah? Hitler.
With the exception of that. Basically, like,
I feel like Hitler comes up a lot on this.
Imagine me...
podcast.
Really? I don't remember ever talking about Hitler.
I talk about Hitler a lot.
Like, okay, for example...
We should watch The Pacifier starring Vin Diesel.
You could maybe rock some sideburns. I maybe could too, if they were small enough.
You didn't like my Gus Johnson mustache that I had for a couple days
gross. There? Because you can't even grow facial hair normally.
Correct.
But I can, and I shave because one time I didn't shave for a while and I gave myself a goatee, and I looked scary.
Did you look like the alternate universe version of you?
Shit out of his girlfriend.
You should...
And drink Budweiser all day.
You should get that goatee back. Go up to the guy's parents' house.
They'd be afraid.
Get that DVD
They're probably
back.
nice people.
Well, I mean, yeah, depending on the cult.
I guess it was a nice enough cult. It might have been like an LSD cult. I don't know.
There's a really good book series.
It was weird. I've just never like met somebody.
There's a really good book series called Cherub that I've read and I would recommend other people read. It's about kids that are spies.
Yeah, you told me about this.
And there's one where they have to infiltrate a cult. And it's really interesting reading about how cults work. Like, they go through the psychology of it.
My sister told me that she did a project in, was it like health class or whatever, where you learn about mental illness, psychology class. Or
Penises and vaginas?
What is it called? It was that, but for middle school. And she did a project about like the Jonestown Massacre. And like, I didn't know she did this. I found out about this recently.
She did the Jonestown Massacre?
No, she offered the class Kool-Aid at the end of her presentation.
Okay.
It was she did a project on like the psychology of people who join cults and then gave everybody Kool-Aid at the end of it. I was like, what the fuck?
I like your sister a lot.
She's pretty cool. She was like, yeah, the teacher just let me do it. It's like, that's fucked. Some of those people there, though, they didn't even want to drink the Kool-Aid. They were forced to.
Yeah.
And the children were forced to. Have you seen pictures of that?
No.
You should look it up. It is fucked up.
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm good.
Just hundreds of dead bodies, all over the place. And some of them, they're all just like on couches and like.
I'm okay not seeing that.
I want to be like I don't want to be a cop. I want to be the guy who hunts down serial killers, a detective. Do you have to be a cop before that, right?
Yeah, because you have to get into the academy. You have to pass the academy. You have to become a police officer.
Like, I want to be
then you get to take the detective's exam.
But being a cop would suck, but like a detective, that's fucking cool.
Well, I mean, you still have to do all the stuff that a cop does, except for you're in charge of other cops. And you don't have to wear a normal police officer outfit. You have to
'cause
wear
I'm
like
fucking undercover.
a cool jacket, like a suit.
Yeah, so
You just show up, demand your coffee.
right, like I'd like it to be like
Or you could just like Brad Pitt from Seven.
so because I don't want to be like a cop because it's like not all cops are bad. I think more of them are good than bad. But,
I would say like
but
99%.
we got the fucking news that's gonna like demonize.
Well, I would also argue.
The ones that are like that for sure. Don't get me wrong.
Well, I would argue
should
that
be
that's a
exposed.
field of work that it kind of needs to be like 100%.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Kind of like
But
airline pilots.
but also like they shouldn't have to deal with like mental health issues.
Correct.
like they
I think
do.
that they should split it up a little bit.
Yeah. Anyway, but anyway, I want to be the guy.
Not
who's
to
just,
discuss
like,
America's problems.
I just want to be the guy who's like shows up and he's like, yeah, we get one sick son of a bitch out on the loose right now, and I'm just like smoking, and I'm like,
It's 1:00 in the morning.
yeah, and I'm just like, you've seen one dead body, you've seen them all. He's like, flip her over, and I'm like, I push the body, and they're like, sir, don't touch it, and I'm like, back the fuck off. Who are you?
You pull out your badge, you start shoving it in their face.
Right. Get him the fuck out of here. And I'm
You're
like,
fired.
Right. And I'm like, they like, awesome. I'm like moving the crime scene. I'm like touching everything like you're not supposed to. But
You
like,
start
I'm like a
licking
rogue.
stuff.
Yeah, I'm like a rogue type.
You're
cop.
Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, I don't play by the goddamn rules. You give me the rule book,
You're Dirty
fucking
Harry.
light it. Yeah, I'm like, and I'm just like moving everything in the crime scene. And I'm like, you see this puzzle piece on her back? Yeah, we get a serial killer on our hands.
Sir, that came out of your pocket. Shut the fuck up.
We got a serial killer on our hands. And then everybody else would be like, and then the real detective would come in and be like, who the fuck is this? You'd be like, oh shit. You're the guy who's supposed to get us bagels. Like, you're literally the doing the DoorDash guy. That's probably what would happen. But it would be cool.
So that's your dream.
Well, I mean, like, yeah. Well, like, in Night Stalker. You seen that?
No.
You want to watch Night Stalker with me?
We're watching
If I
Steel.
bring up Night Stalker again.
I don't care.
Like in Night Stalker, can you imagine being the detective hunting that guy down?
Sure.
Be wild. They literally, like, the only reason they caught him is he was the only person. I feel like I just brought this up already.
Kind of.
He was the only guy in LA to have this one kind of sneaker. The only pair ever sold in LA belonged to him because he had really large feet, the Night Stalker.
Okay. That's kind of like a Sideshow Bob.
So, like, yeah,
Thing.
basically, like, they kept finding that same footprint, and that was, like, literally, like, the main thing that put all these killings together because they were so random and just, like, weird. And he was, like, he'd, like, write fucking satanic shit all over the walls and blood and shit.
Classic.
It was fucked up. But can you imagine, like, going into a crime scene like that and just seeing that firsthand?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that
I've
just be
seen
wild?
7. I've seen 7. It made me uncomfortable.
But imagine, like, real life, like, basically Night Stalker's 7 in real life, except not as cool. Because he hurt innocent people.
Oh, yeah, they didn't do that in 7.
Well, that's fictional, so don't give a shit. Night Stalker's fucking real. That guy was fucked up. But, yeah, 7's a really good movie. It's a fucked up movie, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's,
It's the first movie that made me want to turn it off.
it's the same director as Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. The American version.
I will watch it at some point.
Yeah, that's a good movie, too.
I will watch it.
It's a good detective one.
Anyway, back to what I was talking about before
What,
you took
Steel?
that conversation over. Psychology of cults.
And the Night Stalker.
They're talking about how, like,
You're gonna get Night Stalked tonight.
they go into, like, they show up to orientation and they go in and they're like, you know, oh man, you're so cool. And they hype them up and like, oh, you can't have negative thoughts and stuff. And they're, you know, praising all the people individually and they separate them all and stuff. And they're doing all these things and stuff. And then they go out to a psychologist afterwards and they're like, yeah, we knew all this stuff, but we still kind of got wrapped up into it. He's like, no, you didn't, you fucking idiots. you heard me say all this stuff and you ignored it. You didn't respect it. So why don't you fucking listen this time? But it's cool. They're like, the psychologist is explaining to them, like, yeah, they sort of keep you from having negative thoughts so that the only thing that you can remember when you're there is positivity. So you want to go there because it's a positive environment. And that's how they wrap you up.
Yeah, maybe in the start. And then if anyone's not positive in your family, then they probably just get rid of you.
And then they have to go to like Australia. They have this huge, basically city that's surrounded by walls where all the elites live.
Yeah.
And they have like underground tunnels and stuff. And basically they're going to start like World War III.
Oh. I thought it was going to be like a QAnon thing.
No.
The underground tunnels.
Nope. And they have to escape through like the septic tank.
QAnon. Yeah, cults. That's bizarre. It's weird what people will believe.
Yeah.
I find it
like
odd
that whole round earth thing.
Right, round earth. Also like tunnels that are under DC. Like, why would they have those? They have those purely to bring children in.
Yeah. Well, they take them from the Pizza Hut basements.
Right.
And they direct them to Hillary Clinton's place.
Right.
Which I assume is somewhere in D.C.
That's how they get their youthful...
They drain their blood.
Right, that's why Joe Biden's so youthful and...
doesn't trip up the stairs.
Doesn't trip up the stairs or like have trouble remembering what to say. I guess he has a speech impediment.
He does.
Yeah, he probably does. But no, my point is these conspiracy theories don't make sense.
It's actually really interesting because when Trump and Biden were in debates, quote unquote, I don't think there was
the yelling match.
I don't think there's very much of a debate going on.
No.
Like all of Trump's stuff that his people made for him was designed specifically to attack and pronounce Biden's speech impediment.
Yeah, why not?
Like that's just to make him seem as crazy and not sensible as possible. Like that was their plan. Was we're gonna attack this guy's speech impediment that he has no control over and make him seem as stupid as possible.
See, I don't even believe that because just interrupting and acting like a giant man-child when you're fucking like 71 years old was like shows that you're like not mentally like competent. So if that was their plan,
which one of them are you talking about, Jordan?
The one who kept saying wrong. That's a lie. Wrong. Sir, it's not your wrong. It's not your time to wrong. It was like he's just like rah, 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 rah. Like he basically could have just sat there and been like rah, 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 rah. Like my dog makes that same noise when I come home from work.
It's literally like there's an episode of The Simpsons where Marge is against the violence in kids' cartoons, so she goes on TV, and the head of the animation studio shows up to debate her, and like it starts, and the guy asks Marge a question. He's like, what do you find wrong with violence in animation? And she starts to talk, and the director goes, "There's nothing wrong with it." And she goes, "Excuse me, I was just saying there's nothing wrong with it."
I would agree with him.
There's nothing wrong with that. Like, he just keeps interrupting her.
Is that the one where that show that, it's someone with, like, the cat?
The Itchy and Scratchy Show.
Is that the one where it's just, like, over the top? Yeah. Like, yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah. Like, they just keep like, cutting the cat's head off and stuff and shooting it to the moon and, boiling it and dropping him in acid and his bones like, get out and they explode. Yeah. That's the one.
All right.
It's a pretty good commentary.
Yeah. Are we done? What's going on?
You want to finish up?
Finish what?
This podcast?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's been like an hour.
Yeah. You want to watch Steel?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, episode 10 out.